Hey, everybody, welcome to What's Up Wednesday, and thanks for being here today. I'd like to talk a little bit this week as we're in the middle of June now about heat stress. And I also want to touch a little bit on wildfire smoke. These are two safety topics that I think are timely and they're important to talk about. So maybe we dive into the bigger topic first, which is heat stress. I think it's really important that everybody pay attention to the fact that temperatures are going to be getting very warm in some places, like Tucson. I was just in Tucson and Phoenix. It's already in the 105 to 110 range. And it's important that, we're ahead of the game and we're planning for heat stress. Now, amazingly, and I know I've talked about this in the past, environments where it's not as warm, like for instance, Washington or the upper Midwest, where it's been really cool and it suddenly gets very hot, you can have a greater effect than the environments, climates like Las Vegas, Phoenix, Houston, where people are more acclimatized to the temperatures. So there are a lot of different factors we need to think about, but some things related to heat stress that you need to understand are: one, there are rules around heat stress and they vary state by state. So make sure you know based on where you're working what the requirements are. Some other things to really consider: we need to focus on training for our supervision, our frontline supervision and our leaders and managers on the warning signs, and then things that we need to focus on like acclimatization, a buddy system potentially if people are working alone, observation of the workers to make sure the signs and symptoms aren't there, where we can stop heat stress quickly and get somebody back, in line. We need to have adequate drinking water and beverages around. We need to provide engineering controls, which we can, things like when we can, like cooling fans and other things like that, or even an enclosed environment where we can control the climate. We need to provide shade and rest in some situations when it's really hot, and think a little bit about vapor barrier clothing or cooling products that sometimes can be helpful in reducing that core body temperature. But heat stress is one of those topics where it's really important that we're ahead of the curve on it. We're paying attention. We're making sure that our workforce is educated and they understand that, as an example, you need to eat something before you come to work. A simple Monster or energy drink on the way into work is bad. We need to make sure people are hydrated when they get to work, that they've eaten something, that they hydrate throughout the day, that they're drinking adequate water, that they're resting, that they're getting shade and keeping that core body temperature down. So time to revisit it. We have a great written program, which I'm scrolling through. It talks about heat stroke, heat exhaustion, cramps, dehydration, all those things. We're happy to share it if you need a template of a program. The second thing I want to touch base on is wildfire smoke. Obviously, wildfires are a really big issue in the West, but not just in the West. We're seeing them all over the country right now. And many states have passed legislature, I know California and Washington have, related to exposure to smoke. I know I have a lot of experience being exposed to major wildfire smoke, and it is hard on the body. And again, because there's legislature, we need to make sure that we have a written wildfire smoke program in place if you're working in a place where it's required. And in addition to that, there are a lot of tools out there that you can follow that'll indicate what the air quality is. And then, you can put preventive measures in place and training around how to protect against that smoke. In some situations, we've actually seen projects shut down because of smoke. In some cases, we go to some kind of a administrative or PPE control, such as respiratory protection. So things to consider. If you need a sample program, you want to talk about it, let us know, and we'll see you next Wednesday.